Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of the 25th anniversary of the Tower Cancer Research Foundation, we welcome you to Wheel of Progress. And here's your host, BJ Lang.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight is meant to be nothing short of a celebration. 25 years. Wow. So let's kick things off with a toss-up round. Contestants, grab your buzzers, and you at home can type guesses in the chat. Here we go. Elizabeth.
Hope, healing, and humanity.
That's correct. Welcome to Tower Cancer Research Foundation's 2021 Virtual Tower of Hope Gala, right here from your living room. I'm honored to be hosting tonight to celebrate these 25 years of progress because Tower Cancer holds a very special place in my own heart. As a cancer survivor, I have personally gotten so much from Tower, like many of you. Tower continues to give me hope, not just with Tower's research initiatives, but the workshops, classes, and panels offered through the Magnolia House helped me through a very hard time in my life. But tonight, all of us, myself, all of you, get to give back. If at any point tonight you feel moved to give, there is a donate button on the screen that will guide you to make a gift of any amount. It'll be there throughout the program. Now, let's spin the wheel for a deeper look at this incredible organization.
The year was 1996. Disaster movies ruled the box office, the Macarena ruled the charts, and a fella named Tickle Me Elmo was wreaking toy store havoc. Also, there were toy stores. Dolly became the first cloned mammal. A little auction site called eBay launched. And in Los Angeles, another important milestone was brewing.
Well, Barry, it's been 25 years since we started the foundation.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's hard to remember exactly what led to it all. But as I recall, we wanted the ability not only to advance treatment, but to be able to treat our own patients in the office and not have them sent elsewhere. Although a lot of your patients wanted to go elsewhere, but that's a different story. Well, we decided early on to develop a clinical trials program, what proved to be a very explosive time in the development of drugs to treat cancer. I don't quite remember, was it 3, 4, 5 years ago, maybe longer? We shifted gears, decade, hard to believe. We shifted gears into providing grants.
And then ultimately it grew into substantial grants, $500,000.
We're up to about, what, $15 million? $16 million, I stand corrected.
Why am I doing all the drinking and you're not?
I'll catch up.
Yeah.
Our first fundraising event was in a house. We didn't even fill that house up.
They kicked you off when you wanted to play the kazoo. We've been asked what was our first meeting like.
As I recall, most of the early meetings were here in the office. We were all together. There was a restaurant called Big Bear or Bear or something across the way.
I would say that you and I were there, and I'm sure Saul was there.
And a lot of the early board was just people we knew, either patients or friends.
I was very pleasantly surprised, even early on, how much our patients were willing to and wanting to donate to Tower Cancer. They frequently just said, well, tell us how much you need. As a result, it grew and grew. Cancer research is making a difference. And, I think cancer can be conquered.
And we're using treatments that there's no way I could have imagined 25 years ago.
Hey, congratulations for 25
Yeah,
years,
it's hard
Tower
to
Cancer
believe.
Research Foundation.
25
It is
years.
amazing.
Hopefully it's going to continue. I expect it will for more than 25 years more.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to all of you.
Thank you, Doctors Rosenfeld and Rosenblum. The details do get a little fuzzy after 25 years, but the mission of Tower Cancer Research Foundation could not be more crystal clear. For 25 years now, Tower has aimed high in its dedication to clinical research, patient support, and community programs. And thanks to you, Tower has a positive impact on the lives of cancer patients across the globe. Now, let's pay tribute to our first 2021 honorees.
25 years ago, the medical group, Tower Cancer Medical Group, decided to initiate a clinical trials program.
To begin with clinical trials allowed patients to stay here and stay put with their family and their support and get the treatment that they need. The donors and the board members, a number of them were cancer survivors and understood what was lacking maybe in their journey. I'm an individual therapist and I offer mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, and because I have the foundation, at my side, I'm the luckiest clinician around.
You're fantastic.
Oh, I am not.
They're a wonderful couple. They're wonderful parents.
Although they have both very serious work lives, they can be really playful together.
I found out that there's something very similar. We were both at Woodstock.
I had the opportunity to see him play with his band Malpractice at the Whiskey. They were great.
Saul is driven. Saul is intense. Saul always wants to know the answer first.
I'm sure I won't hear the end of this. He's probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. But sometimes when you have people that are that smart, they're not as caring or selfless. And Saul is all of those.
Cynthia is an exceptional listener.
She takes nothing for granted and she expects nothing in return.
You can't heal the whole body without healing the physical part of it and the emotional part. Them as a team. Caring.
Selfless. Humble. Yes. Humble.
Okay, humble.
Humble.
Fine.
Devoted to their families,
Loving.
to their work. It's compassion. They'll drop anything and everything to help their friends and family or patients.
From a young age, my parents have instilled in me and have just shown me that that to go along with your work ethic and with everything else that you put into your daily life, you have to put your work ethic into something that benefits not only yourself, but the community as a whole.
Very proud to have them as my parents and to have such positive role models in my life and to have such successful role models in my life.
As I've been with the foundation and what they do and what's happened over time, I learned that altruism does exist. That giving freely of yourself to help somebody else is tremendously important.
If you get the opportunity to put your life in the hands of somebody that you trust. And he's been with me, and I've been with him for 20 years.
His legacy is really as a caregiver, as someone who wants to help get you better, live the best life that they can.
Cynthia's biggest legacy is the psychiatric programs she created in the hospitals, which has impacted thousands of people in really positive ways. She incorporated that into her work at Tower, and I think that's a second legacy for her. I'm really glad that she's being recognized as a humanitarian along with Saul. She really, for me, embodies the spirit of a humanitarian.
I could have never imagined receiving a humanitarian award for what I do. It's a huge honor, and it's fun to be together in receiving it. Tower Research Foundation is, of course, it's Saul's baby, and it's part of our family and heart. To be acknowledged for, helping people is the best.
Congratulations to the Hamburgs for being this year's Humanity Award recipients. It's hard to tell the story of Tower's 25-year history without the Hamburgs. It started with Saul and cancer research, and then grew to include a whole patient support community where Cynthia is so integrally involved. Thank you both for all that you've done and continue to do for Tower. Now, tonight might not look like your typical gala in the traditional sense, but let's consider some of the pros for a second. 1, you're not wearing pants. And I'm wearing a bow tie, which means technically you're half naked at a formal affair. And I'm gonna bet that's a first. Second, you probably saved a little money without Uber and a valet tonight, so you can get a little bit more aggressive on hitting that donate button on the page. Just a thought. And third, there's a wheel of progress, a wheel of hope. Okay, let's just spin it.
In 2010, the world was talking about a scandal called WikiLeaks, a game called Angry Birds, and a crazy new computing device called the iPad. At the same time, Tower Cancer expanded its mission to treat body, mind, and spirit with its very first patient support programs.
All the stages of cancer are difficult, from the beginning of diagnosis, and then certainly the time that you're in treatment, and then after treatment you have to rebuild your life.
27 years ago, when I finished my treatment, there wasn't much for me to come to grips with what had happened.
It cuts so many parts of the human person in terms of emotional, psychological, spiritual distress.
I was given the name of a psychologist. I went to visit her. She asked me a few questions. At the end, she said, "Okay, you're fine." And that was it. But I understand that I wasn't so fine.
Approximately a decade ago, Tower Cancer Research Foundation decided to really expand into patient support services.
The Magnolia Council founded the Magnolia House, which houses the majority of our classes.
I know that whatever we are doing, we're doing it right because we can see that they have this gratitude, but best of all, that they are getting better.
When I walked in the door, I had almost no hair.
Good hair.
I was about 109, 110 pounds. And, you know, my doctor now would like me to lose a little weight because of my back, but that's whatever. Hello, COVID.
I've been taking Tower Magnolia classes for about 5 years after I had a stem cell transplant. It's a reason to get up in the morning. It's a great way to not be so isolated.
It is very personal. Besides losing my father, I had had breast cancer when I was 31.
A connection of going from the fighter to the survivor to the thriver. And that's what these courses do.
We do physical fitness, we do movement, we do nutrition, we do comedy, we do journal writing, art. We've even had some courses for patients who are very advanced in their disease. And all these things help their soul.
There's somebody I want to introduce you to. This is Marilyn, AKA Norma Jean. She's the mascot of the WIG program. For me, a WIG meant that no one had to know what was going on in my life. It made me feel safe.
It's not just the programs, it's the people. It's not just instruction, it's soul, it's heart. They're giving so much of themselves.
We started from one person with a phone, and they have significantly built this organization and the support for this organization. And that makes me very proud. You know, we were fledgling, and now we're really something. Last year we had 13,000 or more patient visits to this program. People coming 3 and 4 times a week for different classes.
Right away, when COVID started, they knew that they had to keep the classes going for the patients. They knew the patients could no longer come in, and they arranged to do that.
More and more people have been touched across the country now that programs are being offered virtually. I've personally referred people from Seattle and Michigan who have reached out to me. The fact that these programs are available free of charge makes them accessible. They play a really pivotal role in the healing of our community and our patients.
So what I see now is a place for patients to come and not only talk about it, but encourage each other, move each other towards their goals, and healing each other. And I think that is the best part of the entire program.
I really do believe that we're not only helping people feel better with programs such as these, but quite possibly even extending their life and changing their inner biology in a way that enhances survivorship.
Anybody that's out there that's gone through cancer will know what I'm talking about. It's that connection, it's that family, it's the village.
I feel like I'm a part of it, and that's not small.
I'm so very grateful that it's here when we needed it, and I hope it continues.
I'm forever in debt to Tower Cancer Research Foundation.
The community Tower has created through its free patient support programs is truly priceless and made possible only by your support. Personally, I have found myself thanks to the fitness classes and thanks to the many friends I met who I'm still friends with to this day. Tower helped me find a community who understood what I was going through and what I needed to heal. In addition to the in-house programs offered by Magnolia House, Tower Cancer also meets the needs of the cancer community in underserved areas by funding some extraordinary community partners. From sending kids to camp to providing legal and financial services, Tower Cancer ensures equal access to healthcare by removing barriers to service. Here's a spotlight on one of our many partners.
In every aspect of what's going on, from the research grants, community partner grants, to all the classes at the Magnolia House, it's the whole package. And it's nowhere else in the United States or probably in the world for all I know.
Tower Cancer is very strategic and very careful about who they align with and who they support. And we're honored that they picked us because we know the work that we're doing within the cancer community is extremely vital. Food is medicine, and it's really important for them to have the right food. We have these medically tailored meals that help clients going through this very challenging time. People who are going through chemotherapy or radiation, and people who are nauseous. And our food, which is prepared by professional chefs paired with registered dietitians, is designed to look appetizing. When people give to Tower Cancer, they may not realize that they're just not giving to research and things like that, but they're giving to community organizations like Project Angel Food that fill out the need that the cancer clients have.
When people see that their money is going into these wonderful programs and research and community areas, that this is the part that makes it so successful and why we're so different.
And tonight, we're celebrating all of these programs. Now, what's your favorite part about a game show? Type it in the chat. While I tell you my favorite part, and no, it's not the incredibly handsome and dashing host, it's the prizes, hello. So I hope you bought your raffle tickets because here's our first prize. Tell them what to win, Jim.
It's a beautiful 52-inch fancy gray pearl necklace, courtesy of Mara by Tony David and valued at $4,800. This sophisticated necklace is an elegant staple for any fine jewelry collection and effortlessly carries an outfit from day to night with minimalist allure, while the colored pearls allow for that beautifully bold statement.
Ooh, that's a great prize. Let's reveal our winner. The first prize goes to... Congratulations. And now, a word from our sponsors. Just kidding. You're all of our sponsors, all of you. It's your support tonight, your ongoing giving, your dedication of time and volunteerism. That's what makes Tower Cancer Research Foundation possible. From Magnolia Council to Cancer-Free Generation and the Volunteer Golf Committee, we could not be more grateful and optimistic about our future. Now, let's go back to the wheel.
In 2009, our big screen heroes were wizards, werewolves, and blue aliens in 3D. And we cheered real-life heroes on the Hudson River. For Tower Cancer, groups of volunteer heroes began to emerge to take on the challenge of fundraising in their own ways.
I can't tell you how proud I am of everybody involved and what we're doing. I don't think there's any other foundation in the country that's doing what we're doing.
Tower would simply not exist without the help of our auxiliary fundraising groups, the Cancer Free Generation and the Magnolia Council.
Magnolia Council was formed a few years before CFG came into existence. It's a dedicated bunch of really smart and ambitious in terms of what goals they want to achieve women.
And the magnolias they're beautiful, large, strong flowers, and I thought this is perfect. These are volunteer women who are really working very hard to raise money.
11 years later, I think the council's raised well over $3 million for cancer research and for the patient support programs.
Cancer Free Generation was formed in 2012 when some of the children of the Tower board got together and they said, let's create a younger charity within Tower as a way to come together and to really create that community. Tower really looks at CFG as part of the future.
We've raised over $1 million. We've funded so many community partnership grants.
You want a fun party? You come to Cancer Free Generation. You want to go to an awesome luncheon and shop? Go to the Magnolias.
So we wanted to do it, like most kids, younger, better, faster, stronger, all of those things. And we don't have galas. We have a celebrity poker tournament. We do a soul cycle or a walk or something active, and it's not your, parents' fundraisers.
One of the Magnolia ladies approached me, who I knew from another organization, and she told me that her husband probably could do a golf tournament for us.
Look, we've all been affected by cancer, either friends or family, and the only way you're going to cure this stuff is to have research that come up with individual cures for each cancer. There's so many different types, so very satisfying to know that they're working on stuff that's going to help all of us or our friends and family.
It has affected me, not only my children and my wife, getting 110 people involved and going to the dinners and having someone speak. You really learn more about what you're giving to. Certainly, my friends always support me.
My husband was diagnosed. I don't think I can. My husband Jack and I were on the board as a couple. He was diagnosed with mesothelioma, which is asbestos cancer. The next day he was given 4 months to live. But it was a very, very difficult time for me. But what was so wonderful is I had Tower Cancer Research Foundation and all the board members supporting me.
My dear friend of over 40 years, his wife was diagnosed with lung cancer, and given literally a few months to live, then a clinical trial developed by Tower researchers had a drug that was supposed to work for 2 years. And here it's been 8 years, the drug's worked and saved her life. A great benefit, a direct benefit, not just writing a check to some unusual organization. Here was something you could concretely see a wonderful result from it, from Tower's direct involvement.
My heart is with this organization because they've been with me through a lot of things.
I hope to see everybody, whether you're playing or not, and if not, we would love your donations. I can't ask for anything more than that.
We welcome new members and new visions for our future, so let us know if you're interested in being a part of this really exciting future.
Unfortunately, there's always new patients, and there's always more people that will gladly have an opportunity to honor somebody they love.
It is incredible to see the power of Tower manifest in these wonderful volunteers. The foundation simply could not achieve its mission without their dedication and support. We are incredibly optimistic about what we can accomplish over the next 25 years. And support comes in many forms, say, opportunity drawing tickets, which many of you bought for tonight's anniversary celebration. So without further ado, here's prize number 2. Tell them about it, Jim.
You'll be crossing the Pacific and heading to Hawaii. Tonight's winner will enjoy 5 nights in Waikiki Beach in a deluxe ocean view suite at the Ritz-Carlton Residences, donated by the Ritz-Carlton Waikiki and Beth Gorin. Waikiki sounds like the perfect post-COVID getaway.
Ooh, I want that too. Maybe I'll win it. I mean, you never know. Hey, is the host eligible? Can I? Well, the winner is... I'm very happy for you, and I'm not jealous at all. Congratulations. Now, let's get back to the wheel.
The year was 2006. People began tweeting. Justin Timberlake brought sexy back. And Pluto was demoted from planet to dwarf planet. Sorry, Pluto. And Tower Cancer first instituted its research grant programs, which in just the last decade alone has invested more than $10 million to promising new investigators, and bolstered the Foundation's commitment to perhaps its most fundamental pillar, research.
You're giving to an organization that has a track record of funding incredibly successful, incredibly important research, and the most important thing is that all this incredible research is happening right here in your own community, in your own community hospitals.
Having the support of Tower Research Foundation is a phenomenal thing for me, especially someone who's young and just getting started. I have lots of ideas.
Tower came in to my career at a really critical point. Really provided, affirmation of the idea.
Tower Cancer Research Foundation was instrumental in the approval of 15 new therapeutics for patients across the globe.
What my research focused on and what I came to Tower to work with is what are some of the ways in which these cells age over time at the DNA level. The term for that is what's called epigenetics. What we found was that patients that responded better had a lack of some of these DNA aging markers. Because these are genetically engineered cells, we have some degree of control over how these cells are genetically engineered. This is an approach that hasn't been studied anywhere else in the world.
The overarching theme of what I do is to study how we're going to use immunotherapy, which harnesses the body's own immune system to fight cancer, to fight breast cancer and all different stages of breast cancer. So if you get it working properly in the way that we all envision it in theory to work, you can retrain your body to recognize tumor cells as foreign and to eliminate them for your lifetime. The idea of immunologic memory is very powerful. And if we can really find a way to be successful in our efforts, and we can use this type of therapy for all different stages and different subtypes of breast cancer, we can make a huge difference in long-term outcomes.
Material science is the science of stuff. Everything in the universe is made out of stuff. Your body is just a different kind of material, a smart material, if you will. Nanotechnology in this context is the science of small. So we want to create the smallest tools possible that can basically interact with cells at the level of the machinery within inside your cells or a cancer cell that is causing it to misbehave. If you shrink the diameter of a piece of hair by about 5,000 times, that's the scale of the tool that we're talking about. Having a diverse toolkit is going to help scientists and physicians ultimately attack these diseases in the most effective way possible.
The money that I received from the Tower Cancer Research Foundation funded me for 1 year, and in that year we were able to design, complete, and write up all the experimental data. We were able to get it published in a top-tier, high-impact cancer research journal, and also a lot of the research service preliminary data, which I used to receive further funding from the NIH and National Cancer Institute. So it's really no exaggeration to say that it made a profound difference, both in the work and also in my future funding opportunities, for sure.
So once we were able to get that initial seed funding from Tower, that $100,000 really enabled us to develop the core part of the technology that led to this amazing NIH award called the Director's Early Independence Award. It's really awesome to me because only 10 or 11 people in the country across all NIH institutes get this award. $1.25 million over 5 years to really take our ideas to the next level.
What I'm doing right now, I have my own space, I'm building my own team, basically developing my own independence at that point. And none of that would really be possible without having, a major academic paper published, without having major governmental funding from the NIH, the NCI. None of that really is possible without that first step and that first bit of funding.
It's hard to watch people who get really sick, and and many of my patients do pass away. And my mom passed away, so I've been on that side of it, and it is very sad, and it can be very depressing. But on the other side of it, there are a lot of patients who we save, and a lot of people who we cure. And I think that's the other part of me that really enjoys the research, is what also keeps me from burning out. It kind of constantly gives me hope that there's something more.
Well, the fantasy is we've healed your child from a cancer that traditionally has no success rate right now. And if we and my research group can in any way help enable those conversations to happen, then we've done our job.
It's amazing to think Tower Cancer started these research grants in 2006 when it was just 10 years old, essentially a third grader. When I was 10, I was learning US capitals and starting to add fractions. Well, supposedly. But I digress. That research is so important. If this past year has taught us anything, it's that with enough money, miracles can happen. Who could have imagined that a vaccine could be created, tested, and approved in under a year? Whether it's COVID or cancer, research is the answer. And with your help, Tower will continue to fund the most innovative and brilliant scientific minds. In cancer research, there's a phrase, from bench to bedside. It means starting in the laboratory and leading to the real treatment of patients. Your support of Tower empowers both aspects. So now that we've learned a little bit about the researchers in the lab, let's honor a longtime friend of the foundation and a doctor who epitomizes the very spirit of healing, our next honoree.
Our responsibility is to help the patient heal as they're going through a challenging time in their life. But nevertheless, it's our responsibility to stay with the patient, hand on their shoulder, say, I'm going to shepherd you through this process. I'm going to do the best I can.
By coincidence, I think things happen for a reason. Even scary things. So he is a healer, isn't he? And he's healer there as well.
Buddy Sachs is a compassionate, qualified doctor. He's truly amazing. He saved my life.
He loves what he does. Clearly, he's been doing this a long period of time. He could have retired a long time ago, but clearly he has a passion for urology medicine and puts in a hard day's work every day.
He has been my inspiration since day one, and he has a lot of compassion and understanding.
The name Buddy came when I was a sixth grader a long time ago, and there were 7 Stevens in my sixth grade grammar school class. And I thought I would lose it when I was in the military because nobody knew me. So I went into the service and they knew me as Stephen Sachs, but somebody must have called me Buddy. Next thing I know, the officers are calling me Buddy. So I figured, okay, it sticks.
First thing I said to Howard, I said, this is a match. In the Webster's dictionary, it means a person of honor and integrity. We've never met anyone that listened.
I felt very comfortable in his presence.
Calming.
Yeah.
We talk about the world. We talk about all sorts of other things that are going on. And it's always an interesting conversation with him.
He's part of the commander lieutenant in the amphibian forces in Vietnam. And he's got that presence when certainly with his patients, he treats everyone with respect, no matter who they are.
I chose the Navy because I like those white uniforms and the cool white shoes and the epaulettes, and I thought that would be nice, and I'd be on the coast somewhere. So I wound up being on the coast of Vietnam in Da Nang. We carried a big division of Marines and sailors, and I was up on the deck throwing up because I was so sick and so seasick that one of the sailors came up to me and he said, "Oh man, you are really sick. You need to see the doctor." And I said, "I am the doctor." I consider myself very lucky. The bottom line is that had I chosen a different path, I wouldn't be here. If you find something that you like and you're good at it and you're comfortable doing it, you keep on doing it.
You know, when you're told you have any form of cancer, as a layperson, I think, well, I was very nervous, worried about my future. So was my good wife.
But he was the first person to say, "Tell me your story."
Yeah.
And he didn't go to a computer. He opened a file.
Yes.
So I started squeezing Howard's hand because we didn't know if he could take him on.
Like we could breathe again because we were just stuck. We didn't know where we were going.
The first person to say yes.
Yeah.
I can help you.
Dr. Sachs spends whatever time you want, resolves your questions, helps you out, and is really compassionate and sympathetic while doing so.
I think a lot of doctors believe that patients are lucky to have them. I kind of feel the other way. I feel I'm lucky to have the patient. Somebody says, "I trust you. I put my life in your hands," and that is a literal meaning. And somebody's actually putting their life in my hands. I take it seriously. I always have. When those words come out, it's very sobering for me.
I've seen a lot of patients coming back and said that, Dr. Sachs saved my life.
I knew I was in good hands, and he explained it to me, and he said it's a long operation, but we're going to deal with it. And the end result turned out to be very good. He got rid of the cancer, the tumors, which is what it's all about. And today I can be a normal human being and carry on as normal.
A lot of people always worry about that. They have cancer and it's going to be the end. It's the final. But with Dr. Sachs, he just always put it at ease, and you always knew, at least I felt that I'd come out at the end of the tunnel. And he was right.
To me, at least, he's the person that I would try to emulate as much as possible.
You can see he's loved and treasured by everyone.
It's a profound honor to receive this award, particularly from an organization that I have so much respect for. We've had good experiences over the years, and I hope we continue to do more good work for Tower Cancer Research Foundation. And thanks again.
Dr. Sachs, we are so proud to call you a friend of the foundation in so many ways, and salute how you truly embody treating the whole patient, which is the core of our mission at Tower. Congratulations. Now, to all of you who have joined us tonight, I want to remind you about that donation button. I'm not going to tell you to press it. I'm not even going to tell you a suggested amount. I'm not going to say maybe look at it like it's a live appeal at a normal gala. I'm not going to do that. Nope, not at all. I'm simply just going to remind you that it's there. We have one more exciting game show prize to give out tonight, so let's hear about it, Jim.
A stunning pair of diamond earrings. Tonight's winner will take home this pair of 18-karat gold and half-carat diamond earrings, the perfect accent to your mask. Donated by Conrad and Roberta Furlong and valued at over $8,000.
And our winner is... Congratulations, very exciting. But the biggest winner tonight is Tower Cancer Research Foundation and its entire community. Thank you so much for your giving and for being here to celebrate these 25 years. Here's to the next 25 years of hope, healing, and humanity. Well, that does it for us here at the studio. I'm BJ Lang. We'll leave you with some of the many faces of Tower. Good night.
In case your friends and neighbors missed tonight's show, you can share it and watch it again directly from the Tower website.